Lost and delayed parcels are one of the most complained about consumer issues in the UK, especially after Black Friday or Christmas. And I think we're all aware of that feeling. We're sat there tracking a parcel, the tracker moves from dispatch to at the depot or out for delivery, and then it just stalls. This has happened to me personally like half a dozen times in the last year. Hours pass and then days, and in some cases it'll even move to delivered, right? But you still don't actually have the parcel, and now it's somehow your problem. No one is going to reach out to help you. Christmas is moving closer, and as far as the seller is concerned, they've done their part. But most people don't realize the full legal rights that you have when this happens. I know that for a fact, having helped people with this issue a lot. Can you demand a refund? Can they fob you off by blaming the courier? Who is legally responsible for your missing parcel? And of course, what is a step-by-step procedure you need to take to get a resolution or get a refund. Now, if you don't know me, my name is Cal. I'm a former qualified lawyer trained in both the UK and in the US, and it is my job on this channel to simplify and explain the legal systems that you live in. I'll explain your rights under the Consumer Rights Act. I'll explain the traps to avoid and what to do if it is an overseas seller from China, for example, and of course how to actually win a refund or replacement without wasting hours on customer service chatbots. And as always, I'm going to do it in just under 10 minutes. Let's not waste any time. Let's get straight into it. Right, let's deal first with the big myth, shall we? It's not our fault, it's the courier's fault. It is the most common lie that retailers tell customers when their parcels go missing. It's not our responsibility, please contact the courier. Legally, this is wrong. Your contract is with the seller, not the courier. So one of the most important things to understand, under the Consumer Rights Act 2015, the retailer is responsible for ensuring your goods are delivered to you within a reasonable time and in good condition, even if the courier messes up the delivery process. The retailer cannot just shrug and blame them. They chose that courier. They remain legally responsible until that parcel arrives with you. So what does that mean for you? Well, it means if your item arrives damaged or is lost in transit or never shows up or gets marked as delivered when it's clearly not been delivered, then it is the retailer who is the one that owes you a solution, and it's not the courier who owes you a solution. So now we've established that very important fact, let's look at the law. So what does the law say on delivery delays and lost parcels in the UK? So under consumer law here, you have several powerful rights when it comes to delivery. The first is that delivery must happen within 30 days or you can cancel. So if the seller doesn't give a specific delivery date, that's important, then they must deliver within 30 days by law. If they don't, then you can cancel that contract and get a full refund. And yes, before you ask, a purchase is a contract. A contract is made when you agree to buy something and they agree to sell something and money changes hands, even online, even if it feels like a casual agreement. And what's important is even if the item actually does show up after 30 days, you don't have to accept it if you've already cancelled. The legal clock starts ticking the day after that contract was made. But I know what a lot of you are probably thinking, what about if there was an agreed specified delivery date? Well, then you've got more rights. So if a delivery date was agreed, then they must meet it. If the seller promises guaranteed next day delivery and you pay for that, then legally that also forms part of the contract to deliver by that date. And if they miss it, you may be entitled to a refund of the delivery charge and the item itself. You have a right to cancel and get a full refund if the delivery time was made critical, e.g. a birthday gift or if it's medicine, for example. And you can do this even if they don't expressly say guarantee. But this is important. You will need to show that timing was essential in this arrangement, which is easier if you clearly stated it when ordering. So if there was no attempt by yourself to convey that the delivery by a certain time was important, then it does become a lot more difficult. And what if the date was just estimated? That happens a lot. Estimated delivery X to X. So if the seller only gives an estimated delivery, then they haven't committed to that specific day. So delays are more legally acceptable. However, remember what I said before, if they go beyond 30 days, your usual consumer rights, your consumer cancellation rights kick in. So all in all, essentially, you have your 30-day limit under the Consumer Rights Act. However, if timing was made clearly of the essence or an accurate specific delivery date was given, that forms part of the terms of the contract you made, and that contract can be enforced, or if it's breached, then you can get your money back, including your delivery costs. Now, what about if it's been marked as delivered, but you still don't have it? Different issue, but very simple solution. So if Your parcel is marked as delivered on the tracking system, but you didn't get it. This is a common one. Maybe the driver dumped it on your doorstep or gave it to a neighbor or left it in a random safe place, or the tracking system just simply was wrong and it's still at the depot. Well, then here's the key. Unless you gave explicit permission, like ticking a box on the website saying you have my permission to leave with a neighbor, then the retailer, not the courier, still remains liable until the parcel is in your hands. You have the right to demand a replacement or request a full refund, even if the error, as I said, is within the courier's tracking system. That is not on you to fix. Remember, the Consumer Rights Act puts a burden on the seller to resolve this themselves, between them and the delivery company. And you can write to them, explain this to them, and I'm going to show you how to do that in our next section, which is our final section, which many of you are probably waiting for, which is the proper step-by-step procedure to complain and get the resolution you want. All right, so your parcel hasn't arrived. Now what? Here's what you need to do in order. Step 1, contact your retailer, not the courier. Keep it simple and keep it firm and concise. You don't need legal jargon for this. Maybe something just simple, like my parcel has not been delivered under the Consumer Rights Act 2015, which I've told you about. You are responsible for ensuring that I receive my goods within a certain time and in good condition. Please confirm when I will receive a replacement or a refund. This is not complex. You don't need a letter from me. You can get ChatGPT to do this for you. You do not need a lawyer, and ChatGPT will do a perfectly good job of that. Step 2 is to give them a short window to respond to. Ask for a resolution within 7 days, in my opinion. You're not being difficult. This is a reasonable time frame, especially if time is of the essence before Christmas, for example. And if they refuse to help or keep passing the buck to the courier, then you can go to step 3, which is to escalate to a formal complaint. Tell them in your next letter that you're going to make a formal complaint, that you will report the matter to Citizens Advice, to your bank. Many banks have chargeback processes, I'll explain that shortly, or to Alternative Dispute Resolution, ADR, if they are part of one of those schemes. And then, if that still does not work, we of course have step 4, which is of course getting your money back. Can you get your money back? Yes, if you paid by card or by PayPal, then you can trigger the following sections of the Consumer Credit Act. So if you have paid by credit card or debit card, listen very closely. If the item has cost you between £100 and £30,000 and you paid with a credit card, then you may be protected under Section 75 of the Consumer Credit Act. That means that you can ask your credit card provider for a full refund, and they are also equally liable for any loss. That means there is a massive incentive, guys, to purchase items, especially those from non-mainstream sellers, using your credit cards, as the Consumer Credit Act can protect you. Now, for debit cards, though, you also have potential chargeback schemes. So if the purchase was made under £100 and you used a debit card, then you can request a chargeback from your bank. This is not a legal right, guys, but it is a voluntary scheme that most banks in the UK participate in. There is usually a 120-day window, however, from the date of the transaction, so keep an eye on those dates, although I imagine most of you are within that 120-day window. Now, please be aware that this doesn't work if you've accepted the parcel already and simply didn't like the item. I know this is a common situation people try to get around. This chargeback method is for non-delivery or damaged goods only. This chargeback solution is not for goods that have been delivered and accepted and are not damaged on arrival. Now, some more good news is that you have extra rights if you've purchased from a UK seller. Here's something that most people don't know. If you have bought from a UK-based seller, not an overseas site or third-party seller, then you get even more protection under the Consumer Contracts Regulations 2013, and this gives you an amazing 14-day cooling off period now, guys, for most goods bought online, and a further 14 days to return once those goods have arrived. So even if the item arrives late and you no longer still want it, let's say you've already found a replacement, then you can still send it back and get a full refund. Just make sure you are clear with your timelines, you stay within that 14-day cool off period, and save your communication records in case there's a dispute, right? Now, nearly finished, but I know a lot of you are probably asking, what about if it's from an overseas seller, like from Temu or AliExpress or something like that? Well, now, in all honesty, this is where things do get tricky. If your seller is not UK-based, your rights under the Consumer Rights Act may not apply. You can, however, still try the dispute resolution options. Many platforms like Temu, etc., have internal complaint processes Or you can still contact your payment provider for a refund, your bank, for example, your credit card agency, for example. Or you can, of course, threaten to leave a scathing review or report to trading standards. But your chances are significantly lower and the process is slower. You have so many more rights and protections if you purchase from UK sellers. So a word of advice, final advice, for expensive or important items, try to stick with UK-based retailers where possible and use credit cards when possible when purchasing items online, especially from non-mainstream sellers or retailers. Now that concludes the advice, guys. Remember 4 very important things before you leave. Number 1, it is not your job to chase the courier. It is the retailers. The retailer is always responsible for getting your goods to you safely. Number 2, you have strong legal rights, especially in the UK, to refunds, to replacements, and to sometimes to compensation. And if they do not play ball, your bank or your credit card company may be able to step in for you. That's the summary of what we've learned today. Congratulations, now you know your rights. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever had a nightmare parcel experience? I'm assuming you probably all have. Were you ever fobbed off by the seller? Did you win the refund in the end? Let's get discussion going in the comments. You might help someone else who's in the same situation. And as always, if you've taken anything of value from this video, maybe consider dropping a like or maybe subscribe to my channel. Remember, this is educational content, not specific qualified legal advice, which I cannot provide through YouTube. That said, I'll see you in the next video.